Hello, welcome back to the Great Patriotic War. Last time, we pretty much just turned the turn. So this time we actually have to do stuff. And the most important thing we have to do is interdict supply. So in the north, that means we've got to find places where we can hit the rail line without, preferably, overflying their airfields and getting all of our planes shot down. Because it seems like they don't really do too much in the way of contesting the air, except through the automated way. Now, we've also been having some problems with the stupid recon planes constantly flying us over. So I'd like to shoot some more of them down. But I forget who's in charge of that right now. Okay, so all these missions are probably still valid. They ran pretty much the same thing last time. Just want to see if any of them need to be changed. I don't think so. I mean, this one has 0. Let's check out this one. Yeah, I mean, I think that's still a valid air attack. Let's see, what else do we have? Do we have an attack on this? Because this guy didn't have a lot of... If I remember right, he did not have a lot of flak, and that's why we were attacking him. So I think, for the most part, we're not going to really change too much here. Oh, he did have a little bit of flak, huh? Let's cancel that one. I just want to make sure all the doctrines are the right doctrine. Looks like they are. That's basically what I'm doing with all of them. Alright, well, we don't really want our planes flying right into that, so we would rather hit there and there. So let's see if we can get that done. So maybe just edit the attack location. Oh god, I gotta remember how to drag it. Nope, that's the radius. Where's this ground attack going? Oh, okay. I mean, that'll probably work still. I don't mind that one. It's this one I'm kind of worried about. And I'm wondering if I could get an extra couple of... a little bit further so I can actually attack it. So let's change the target to be this. Oh, he can't actually reach it with the escorts. So that's probably why I was doing it the way I was doing it. So I didn't have to have unescorted. But frankly, honestly, unescorted in this case is almost better. Although they do have airfields, so if they put up planes here, I'll get a lot of bombers shot down, but frankly, who cares? I've got a good amount of them. I'm not all that worried about it. So I think I'll risk it in this case. Alright, so those are the two main ones I'm concerned with in the north. Do I have anyone left in the Baltic? I should move these guys out of here, just in case that gets captured. Are they just never going to have supplies? That could be an issue. I could also just set him into the reserves. Because I am thinking Tolinen is probably going to fall at this point. So let me get him out of there. All right. Do I want to do anything with these guys? Probably. Maybe we could hit something important, but also within range. That should do. Let's hit it a bunch of times. There's no point in having rail yard arm. I don't think that this is a rail yard hex. It is an oil production hex, though. Interesting. Luckily, the oil production is already completely damaged, so they're not getting anything from it. All right. What about some long-range air missions, maybe? I'm thinking, in particular, perhaps bombing Riga. Because at this point, I know a lot of stuff is coming in through that. Maybe it's not really the time to be throwing away planes on such a task, but I do kind of want to try the strategic bombers. Perhaps not in a strategic bombing role, though. I mean, Smolensk is probably already going to have broken rail. What about here? I mean, this isn't going to have a lot of... I mean, there's 3 airfields in that vicinity, but what if I hit the double rail here? Oh, I don't necessarily want all 200 to go in, but let's say 12. I'll lose 12. Oh wait. We don't want escorts. There's no way any escorts will work. Okay, that's what we want. Partial escorts allow. Let's just hit it on 3 random days, once a day. All right. Hopefully that does the job. What else are they doing? Checking that. I don't have a problem with continuing that operation. But maybe it's best to move the target to here for this turn because we hit that last turn. All right. Cool. So we might have some operational losses from those missions, but Like I said, we're not risking a ton of planes on it, so hopefully it's okay. All right. Down in the south, we really do need some desperate interdiction on this rail line here. So let's see what we can do about that. Don't have a ton of planes in the area. Don't have a ton of air bases in the area. That's probably the bigger problem. We also have to start evacuating planes out of Kiev. That's probably a big concern right now because it's going to take time to get people the hell out of there. I mean, I guess we don't have that many. We could just keep flying them until the city falls. What else are they doing? I still kind of like that attack. I don't mind it. What's this one? That's not very useful. Let's I don't have one going on the double rail here, so let's just hit it somewhere where it's important. Maybe here. Let's turn this back on. So they can be escorted quite a ways. And I'd rather have them going over our lines, preferably. And I'd rather have them going further away from that. Now, I mean, there could be units here. We don't really know. But we do know that there's definitely units here. And I don't mind overflying the units that have no flak, but I'd rather not risk flying directly over flak if I don't have to. Okay. Well, that should do the job then. Cool. Alright, what other superiority missions are I flying? It's just a few planes. I'm flying that to protect my depot. Yeah, I think I have to keep doing that. Flying that to protect that depot. I'm not going to worry about the new depots because those are just there for the stats. Yeah, see, they have so little rail that it doesn't really matter that much. But what I'm hoping is that it at least provides slight bonuses to how many troops I can refit and such. So I don't know if that was effective, but it might have been. It looks like it probably was not. Oh, actually, I take that back. They did get 189 vehicles from the pool, so that's pretty good. And a bunch of replacements. So I kind of did the job I was hoping for. Even though they don't have supply, they have stuff. That was what my idea was with the depots. I thought I could kind of trick it into giving it supply. All right. I mean, the south is probably the least capable area right now of doing anything. So all of these missions are extremely defensive in nature. And they're flying a lot of them. They're still flying air support over Odessa, air superiority, I should say. Still flying superiority over our front line here, which is definitely important. I think I might want to start flying superiority over our depot here, and maybe even over our port, just in case. So the other concern I have is that there's 3 pretty beefy infantry divisions looking like they're going to cross. And if that's the case, we could lose these planes. But if that happens, I think, well, if it looks like it's more likely to happen when I do the ground turn, I will just transfer everything to reserves, these 41 planes. I'm not super worried about it right now. And I'd rather have just the air attacks succeed. So I'll let those continue. Doesn't look like we need that right now. So I'm going to cancel that one, or turn it off at least. But I do think we need an air superiority mission. And probably another one here. So we'll turn these 2 to normal priority and see if that does the job. All right, there's so few planes in this command. It's barely even a command. So maybe what we need to do is bring in some more planes. Bring in an air group or 2. But we do need kind of long-range planes. So, sort by readiness. I'm just not sure what I want them to be doing. Do I want to give them some bombers and have them try to do some naval interdiction? Such as naval interdiction on this port here. I think that might be worthwhile. And just give them a bomber group. I don't know. We'll try it. Because they do have a couple ports here, so it might now become valuable to start bombing their port, not ports, but bombing their ships. Well, we'll see. We'll see. So, I mean, the rest of Crimea doesn't really have any planes in it either. So I could start bringing in some fighters and stuff in preparation for operations in Crimea. But I think we also need to start building a couple more air bases, because we really just don't have a ton. And we need stuff to defend the front line. That's the most important thing here. So I'm just going to build some air bases that'll be responsible for defending the front line. I don't know why I didn't do that a long time ago, but I guess you learn as you go. We are just so low on supply everywhere. I mean, all of these boxes have low supply. And I don't really know what I can do about it. Probably nothing, to be honest, but I mean, in general, our worst supplied locations are mostly in the south, but obviously, like any of these little frontline pockets where we've been fighting a lot, they have pretty bad supply. And this new fronts that we had to defend against here has pretty bad supply, so I don't know what to do about that. And Kiev now has really bad supply. They got barely anything. In fact, they sent everything out to here. 1588 sent out. So where is the supply going? Where did the supply all go? Is there a 4 somewhere? Huh. Yeah, the supply situation down here got really screwy. I think I probably screwed it up by putting down extra depots, but wouldn't have thought so. They got 2%. This got 1%. I don't understand why this got so little. I guess it just went to more important places. Like here. They got plenty. Because they're a 4 still. And this has plenty stored. What I'm trying to do is start storing supplies. But none of these places are storing anything. This should really be a 4. Should have made that a 4 last time. Or maybe I just used the rail a little bit too much as well to move people around. Or just overstressed the rail lines. Because the north seems a lot better, but those ones were more standard setups. They're 4s. But also those troops are probably demanding less supplies because it's all just infantry. We do have a lot of tanks in the south still, in the Kiev area. Alright, well, I think that probably means I need to turn at least a few of these into 4s. So we'll turn that one into a 4. We'll definitely turn Kursk into a 4. Because there's just nothing else around here. And I guess we'll turn Orel into a 4. I think that the thing I did here with the 1 kind of did the job, because it seems like the rail, like what was happening is everything was flowing through this rail junction and nothing was coming through here. So I'm thinking that that kind of did the job, that things flowed back upstream and then around. That was the idea anyways. I just don't, it's hard to tell if it did what I was expecting it to. But I think what we were seeing was like this line was red, if I remember right. Which we obviously don't want. We don't want all the supplies for the south flowing through like one of these rail lines here, the single rails. We really want them flowing along the bigger rail lines to go all the way to the south. All right. Well, I think that's pretty much all I had planned for the air war. So next time we will take a look at hopefully a good portion of the ground campaign. I'm not thinking that it's going to be a huge operation. It's just going to be continuing what we were already doing, pulling out of Kiev, trying to hold this, and just doing little, line reorganizations along the northern front, and bringing in reinforcements to the front line here. And then we're definitely going to be replacing our worst generals. I would love to replace multiples in this turn, but don't think that's feasible. So it's probably just going to be one of the southern generals. I don't know. They're all so bad, it's hard to pick. But we had some real bad losses that should not have been losses. They should have been victories. I had some generals that were just straight up turning victory into defeat. So I want to try to fix that if possible. And it does look like the Purple Army here, this 29th Army, needs a little bit more in terms of construction. They have 3, but it seems like they didn't make a lot of progress on their fort construction. I guess the ones that had 2 units were able to build a little bit more, but you can see like he only sent out 3, so like 3 of them are going to be better, and then the rest of them are going to suck. So like it's clear that this one in particular, the 352nd Rifle Division, didn't do so hot. So I mean, that could be because it was really bad on supply as well. It had 3 admin failures. That's not so hot. It's actually really bad. How bad is this guy in admin? Oh my god. Yeah, he's terrible. Yeah, maybe this guy needs to be replaced as well. Holy crap. He is awful. He's just universally awful. Oh, I think we definitely need to replace him if he's going to be commanding this defense. Yeesh. Yikes, yikes, yikes. But anyways, we'll hopefully be able to get through that. You can see here we did bring in, again, a lot more reinforcements because this area needs bodies, but I don't know if they're going to be able to make a huge difference. What we want is to still be kind of threatening the flank here, so that way they're a little bit more hesitant, or at least slower to advance. That'll give our infantry time to entrench and hopefully hold off a little bit longer than they otherwise would have. We don't want a repeat of Bryansk where they can't do anything. So I want to get up. I mean, this is still only a level 1 fort. I want to get that at least to a level 2, preferably more. And then we also are going to need, a second line here, probably right along the rail line, that can be reserves and stuff, and secondary defenses, just in case something bad happens. But yeah, that's the plan. So until next time, see ya.